Hi, my name is Mipo and I'm here to talk about PCOS.
Hi everyone, my name is Valentina and I'm here on Miriam's set to talk about PCOS. What I understand about PCOS is that it's an abbreviation for the words polycystic ovarian syndrome. It simply means that there are tiny cysts around your ovaries, and medically, the major cause of PCOS has been known to be hormonal imbalance in women. So, yeah.
So it's basically just cysts around your ovaries that trigger a myriad of symptoms and it's usually different from woman to woman, right? So that's just what it is. Well, it was difficult to process. It still is difficult to process because I think it's something that you have to go through every day. But when I found out that I had PCOS, I spoke to a couple of people. Spoke to my mom, spoke to my sisters, and the encouragement was really helpful. But the processing part is really difficult because you have to come to terms with the fact that first of all, it's something you have to live with for the rest of your life.
So it was difficult for me to process. I refused to believe that it could ever be me. When I figured that, okay, I might have to go for this test, I I didn't want to come to terms. At least she said I did not want to come to terms with it. I was like, no, it cannot be me. It was really difficult. And I can't relate because she was like, she spoke to her mom, she spoke to her sisters. Till now, my family is not aware. Like, I can't even tell my mom because I know she's an overthinker. Like, I can't tell her because, firstly, she's not going to understand what it is. And then when I try to explain what it is to her, she's going to take it overboard. Like, she's going to start thinking, she's going to start worrying a lot, and I don't want that. I think I mentioned it once to my sister when I was about to go for the test that, okay, they've asked me to go for this test. And she was like, when I said the PCOS, she was like, what's in with that? And I was in the hospital that night. I went alone and it was in the night, I think around after 8 p.m. or so. I just sat down there. It was raining. I sat down, I called two of my friends, I called my boyfriend, and I was crying on the phone. I was crying to my friends on the phone.
There's a lot,
Hello.
and sometimes you don't even like realize that you are going through this particular thing because you have PCOS until you just check it one day and just see something somewhere and you realize that oh, so it's PCOS that's causing this.
All
So yeah,
along it's been.
do you get? I started to miss my period, so I was in 100 level and I just noticed for like 2 or 3 months that I wasn't getting my period, and it was strange because I had prior to that time I always had it was very regular, it was very on time, and then one day it just stopped coming, and then I think it took about 5 or 6 months before I now finally got my period back. And then the time that it came, it was horrible.
Well, mine is a bit recent. I think I just started noticing from last year, October. So I just noticed that I started adding a lot of unnecessary weight. I'm not so much of an eater, so I wasn't even eating anything, but I was adding weight. But with me, I was adding in the right places. So my friends would see me and they'll be like, oh, okay, thicker body. Little did I know. My mom started talking a lot about it, and that was when I started figuring. So I think early this year, about January or thereabouts, that was when the irregularity with my period actually started. I started missing my periods. I would ask the period, where are you? It would not answer me. I would look for the period under the chair. I would not see it. So that was when I knew, okay, I had to go to the hospital, and then I had this very horrible breakout. I hated going out, and even when I would post, I would use filters and add Paris on top of it from Instagram. So yeah, and then I have hirsutism, That's the excess hair on my face,
Yeah,
my
me
body.
too.
So the thing with that part of me is I've actually been very hairy from when I was in secondary school. I've had hair on my stomach, my chest, my body, and even this beard. So I don't, but at the time I wasn't diagnosed, but I've always been hairy though, but yeah, that was part of my symptoms. So my medical personnel were really professional and helpful. I discovered the page on Instagram at Pink Clinic in, I think, Obudu. So yes, Dr. Linda, she was really helpful.
Nice. I can't really say. But they were professional actually. They spoke to me. I think they first asked me if I knew anything about it. And I think it was easier for me because I was in medical school, so I had an idea. And then they asked if I wanted to know about it. I think one of them even asked if I was comfortable alone, if I wanted somebody to be with me. But I was alone, so I was comfortable, so I just went to quiet. But then I didn't have a lot of like, what's it called now, counseling on like the things I have to do. So like all the other things that I do now are things I found out on my own. Like I read about and all of that. Oh, and apart from the pill, which I wasn't interested in doing, yeah, I think that's all that I got from there. Oh, so it's the combined oral contraceptive pill. Yeah, so what it does is that it regulates your cycle. It really doesn't actually treat the PCOS. It just regulates the hormones in such a way that you would get your period every month.
The symptoms don't necessarily change, but with time it just gets better. So I've noticed that when I became aware, it dawned on me that okay, so my eating pattern or my diet would not no longer be the regular. I can no longer eat what regular women eat because if I should take 100 grams of rice, the effect it will have on me would be different from the effect it will have on them. So I started cutting down on my diet. I started using the gym, but most especially my diet. So I would say I have that overweight tendency, but I just have to be more conscious and I have to watch it. Then with the irregularities in my period, ever since I went on the pill, I noticed that it has been, it comes. Even I think there was a time I took a break of the pill. I still had my period, and I think that was the only time my period even came like naturally and properly. So yes, what other symptom? Hair. The hair will always be there. Hirsutism or whatever it's called. You would always be hairy in the parts where you're hairy. So yes, you just have to probably lean onto waxing or shaving or something. So my face, there's this drug that my doctor gave to me. The name of the drug is spiralactone. The drug really helps with the breakouts. With time, the symptoms don't permanently like disappear, but you just have to know how to manage them to feel better.
One of the things that has made my cycle better would be the gym. So when I first started going to the gym, I was going purely because I wanted to lose weight, and I actually realized that. So after I went for like 3-4 months, like religiously, and then I noticed that I started to lose weight. But then by like the 3rd month, my period actually came, which was weird. And then the subsequent months started to come regularly. I don't think I ever really had acne, but because I know that there is a very good chance that I would, I started my skincare very early on, and I've just decided that that's what I'm going to be doing so that it doesn't even come at all, right? And then I think the most difficult symptom I've had to deal with is the mood swings and the depression that comes with like a period of time, like the depressive episodes. Those ones, because I don't want to be on medication, now that's a personal like decision not to be on it. I have to consciously encourage and remind myself to, look at the brighter side of life, try to do things that I consider fun, right? And then, well, the other symptom will be the tiredness. So I used to be a very active person. I think I'm still quite active, but not as active as I used to be, because I just realized I get really tired really easily. And like the things that I would do naturally and not like get tired now, it can be the middle of the day. It can be 2 p.m. and I'm done for that day, and I'm just tired, and I'm like, what is this? I can't do anything productive like this.
I was having the breakout on my face. Sometimes people will say me, and then some people asked out of genuine concern, but some others they just ignorantly said it.
Right now, I'm actually really comfortable with like knowing that I have PCOS and like dealing with it. I'm quite comfortable.
So progress check for me, I would say is I'm still watching with mine. I'm still learning about it. Sometimes when we see physical changes in people and it's someone that you genuinely care for but you don't know how to approach the person to have a conversation about it, it's better you don't just make any comments, because I mean these comments have really, it triggers things in people, it triggers thoughts, it triggers feelings. So most times just see how you can just friendly and easily come around with the ones that you actually want to help. So I feel like for the men too, you guys can learn emotional support for the women around you that mention that okay they have this condition, because it's a lot. It comes with, they are new every morning. It's a struggle. So I feel like you just need to be there in the way that you can emotionally if you have a woman around you that tells you she has PCOS.
Yeah, I think everybody really should just try to be kinder. Men, women, but like we say to men, because you have women around you that might be living with something like this and you might not understand it. So what I say to people is that they should, like if you know something is happening or somebody says something, they're going through this or that and you don't know what it is, if you don't know what to say, just like, I don't know, encourage
just
them.
wish them well and say
exactly.
Everything will be alright.
And then you can find out about it. So like if somebody says something to me that I don't know about, I would go and find out about it so that you know what to say to them.
I feel like aside our tiny contribution to creating a little bit more awareness about what PCOS is, I feel like the awareness should be more. I feel like it's something people should be open to discussing about, and I feel like women living with it don't necessarily have to hide it